I surrender to the light of the Creator, because that is, I realize, many of us know the famous story that one of Rav Ashlik's students came to him and said, I've done everything that I can. He was trying, he was working, there was something he was trying to accomplish in his life, and I've done everything, and I give up. And Rav Ashlik said, I'm so happy to hear that. Because now you can truly pray. What does it mean? Now you can truly come to a place where you surrender completely to the light of the Creator. So that's the basic level. That the way to truly awaken, receive the gift of the removal of Amalek from ourselves, from our world, is by surrendering to the light of the Creator. But there's a secret we spoke about we touched upon a few years ago, but it's such a beautiful and powerful secret. As one of the great Kabbalists says, this is the one consciousness, the one meditation that will free you of Amalek. I use it a lot, and I really recommend for all of us that once we understand it, to really begin using it. Because it goes back to the deep Kabbalistic understanding of what does it mean to surrender. As we explained it hopefully on a basic level. And the secret comes from a verse that comes before the battle of Amalek. Many of us know the verse. The Zohar speaks about it at length. The Israelites' test was, they asked the question, Yesh, Hashem, bekirbenu, is the Creator within me? Im Ayin. Literally translated means, is the Creator within me or not? But that word Ayin is the one word, everything I'm going to speak about from now on is about that word. This is the secret. As I said, we touched upon it a few years ago, but hopefully we can understand it more deeply, and more importantly, we'll start using it all the time. In Kabbalistic terms, we know there's only two things that exist. Two things. In reality, there's only two realities. This is what's called Yesh, everything that is. And that is, I am, you are, my consciousness, my wisdom, my ability, my strength, everything that I am, everything that you are, everything that is. There's Yesh. And then there's Ayin. Ayin is everything that has not manifested yet. We call it sometimes the Ein Sof, the endless light of the Creator, but one can very clearly understand that the amount of Yesh, all that I have, you and I, we've lived beautiful lives and done amazing things, but whatever we've manifested already, whatever consciousness we received already, whatever Yesh, whatever there is, pales in comparison to the Ayin, to the nothingness, to what has not yet been revealed. All of our problems, their solution is not in the Yesh, right? Often, you have a problem, so you're trying to figure out, okay, from the pieces that are in front of me, how do I solve this problem? The real solutions to real problems are not in what exists, but rather in the Ayin, in that which has not yet become manifest. And Rabbi Menachem Mendel B'Vitebsk, a very powerful Kabbalist and protector of the center, as the Rav received from Rav Brandman, a great Kabbalist, he explains that the problem, and I really need to understand this, because again, especially those of us who are spiritual, and we've learned, there's a famous teaching that says that no matter, as long as a person is alive, no matter how spiritual they are, no matter how much they've learned, a person can fall in a second. And why is that? Why is it? I mean, we've all, again, some of us have been studying for 40 years, some of us for 1 year, some of us for 5 years. Why isn't that wisdom, why isn't that consciousness enough to sustain us? Why is it important to gain new light, new wisdom, new consciousness all the time? I want us all to really not just understand it, but live this. He explains that everything that exists in the realm of what is, all that is Yesh, everything that comes into this world, there's a concept called Zeh Leumat Zeh, which means that a negative force exactly balanced to whatever light, consciousness, goodness you have revealed, it has to exist. So everything that exists, be it physical, certainly be it spiritual, be it consciousness, be it understanding, there's already, once it became into my consciousness, once it came into me, now there's a force equal to it, and I can become confused because the darkness is equal to whatever light, to whatever consciousness I just learned. The darkness comes into being to balance it. So what is a problem. Because everything that is, Elohim has an immediate counterbalance of darkness. That's the unfortunate, however you want to refer to it, reality of this illusionary world within which we live. Everything that is, there is immediately created a counterbalancing darkness to at least cancel it out. So, blessings, and again, there's a lot of depth to this, and I want to touch on only upon a few of these important points. What sustains us is not what we know, what we are, what we've manifested. What sustains us is any connection that we make to the Ayin, to that which does not exist yet in this realm. So, it should be clear to us that, and in the words of the verse, Yesh Hashem bekirbenu, even the light that we have already manifested within us can't sustain us. Can't guarantee that we will not fall to Amalek, that we will not fall to doubt, that we will not fall to fear, that we will not fall to lack. As a matter of fact, it's almost a guarantee that everything that we are and everything that we have will not sustain us. The only solution, the only tool is connecting yourself to the Ayin. Connecting yourself to all that has not become manifest. Again, we call it the Ein Sof, or maybe in the purest form, which appears in the Torah, the Ayin. Ayin represents the endless light not yet manifest. As we said before, clearly what is, Yesh, is not even a tiny fraction of what isn't, right? Of the Ayin. The only way, and this, now we can understand what is the secret of surrender, because surrender is a word we use and we teach, and we talk about it a lot, the prayer, the raising of the hands of Moses. It's not just, I can't, which is an important consciousness, which is the most important prayer, but it is also, I can't, and therefore I must connect to the Ayin. And this has to be a daily, this is really talk about study. Again, Menachem and Vitebsk explains this. Whenever we study, when you study the Zohar, for instance, the Zohar already exists in our world, but it is the closest Yesh to the Ayin. It is the closest thing that exists that is attached to the nothingness, to that which has not yet become manifest. Even the prayers, the connections, everything that we're going to do today, they exist. They will come into existence as we do them, but they are the closest. All the spiritual tools are the closest thing to the Ayin. But if you stay in the actions and in the study and don't realize that the only purpose of all that we study and all that we connect to and all the tools that we use is to allow you to then jump to the nothing, to the Ayin, then it's almost impossible to accomplish what we came to this world to accomplish. It's almost impossible to remove Amalek. And that is the secret of surrender. It's not surrendering, I give up or I can't. It's like, I know that all that is can't. All that I am can't. And I therefore surrender to and awaken a desire to connect to all that isn't. And I'll read the words from Rabbi Nachman of Vitebsk. As I said, this is more of a prayer for me, but it's also very powerful words that we have to remember every single day, and certainly on this Shabbat. Ikar v'shoresh davar lihinatzel. The most important understanding to have in order to be saved from Amalek, from darkness, from fear, from pain, from lack. Hanoheg bechol hayesh. That darkness touches all that is, even the great things that are touched by the darkness, are touched by the zelu umatzeh. Hu shiavi et atzmo el ha'ayin. To bring myself and my consciousness, I say to the Creator, I know that all that I am and all that I understand and all of my connection and all of my consciousness is in this world manifest, and therefore not attached, not able to overcome all the darkness that there is, and I surrender to and desire to connect to all that has not yet become manifest. V'sham yitpardu kol po'alei avin. And if you're able, and to the degree that you're able to connect your consciousness to all that has not become manifest, all darkness goes away. Amalek is destroyed. So this is, as I said, this is, you can call it simple. This is, again, make fun of me for saying this. This might be the most important consciousness that you can have. Certainly on this Shabbat. And let me explain. It's very simple. And as I said, I use this, and I recommend we all, certainly on this Shabbat, but every single day use this. I know that all that I understand, and all of my consciousness, and all that I have learned, and all of my connections, they exist in the realm that is Yesh, this world, which means that there is absolutely necessarily a darkness attached to them. They cannot bring me to the state that I need to be. They cannot remove the darkness and the fear and the doubt that exists within me and within our world. And therefore I surrender from out of this world to the Ayin, to all the light that has not yet been manifest. And I surrender my consciousness that I think I have, that I think I know, and I ask to be connected to what isn't. I'd ask to be connected to all that has not yet become manifest. And then he promises all darkness, all doubt, all fear, all Amalek will be removed. That is the consciousness of the Shabbat. Yesh Hashem bekirbenu. That which is even the good and the light and the godliness, the Yud Ke Vav Ke, the Tetragrammaton that is within me and within you and within our world. Not good. It's good, but not good enough. Im Ayin. Am I awakening in this moment and every single day my desire to surrender to that which is not, to that great light which has not yet become manifest? With this, and then there's many secrets we could understand with this teaching, but he also mentions Acharei kol hasagot, after all the consciousness and understanding that you gain, ha'ikar, the most important thing, lihidabek b'she'eino musag, to connect yourself to that which you have not yet understood, with that which you do not yet know. That is where pure light is, and that is the force that when connected to you and I, and there's no, and this is the beauty of it, you don't have to be a great spiritual giant to connect to it. You simply have to make this meditation and this consciousness. And then yitpardu kol po'alei avin, all the forces of negativity will necessarily be removed from you. What a powerful, again, as we said, it's a gift of this Shabbat, but now we understand the tool that we want to not only take on, use on this Shabbat. I ask every single one of you, again, whatever you're going to be doing during the time of connection, or whether you're at home, let's meditate on this over and over and over again. I want to connect to the Ayin. I need to connect to the Ayin, because I know that all that there is already touched by the darkness of this world. I hope we're all as excited about this consciousness, about the gift of the Shabbat as I am, but I want to end with, I often, as I prepare, there's a very strong connection between the Shabbat of Zacho and the connection of Purim. They're all really one and the same, preparing the groundwork to remove all the darkness from our lives, from our consciousness, which is the most important darkness. And I always have the conversation, should I share this on Purim? But on Purim, not everybody remembers everything that we say. So I'll share with you one teaching which has to do with this Shabbat, and also hopefully will lead us to Purim. Many of us know that it says in the Talmud, and it's repeated, of course, in all the writings of the Kabbalists, Chayav inish lebesume bepuraya ad delo yada ben arur Haman lebaruch Mordechai. That a person is meant, again, it's translated as get so drunk that he or she can no longer differentiate between the blessed is Mordechai, who's obviously a righteous soul, and cursed is Haman, that they become one and the same. So again, it's understood in many different ways, but I want to share with you where I am asking to get to, beginning on this Shabbat, leading into my connection. What is Baruch Mordechai? blessed is Mordechai, all the good things in your life, right? You have people you love, right? Oh, I'm blessed. I want to give a blessing to this person that I love and this person that I love. There's people who do good for you, who help you, support you. You have a blessed community of friends, of family, of things. This blessed event just happened in my week, right? All of us probably had at least one, hopefully, if not many more, blessed events. We had a lot of Baruch Mordechais, right? Blessed events, blessed people in our week. We might have also had a few Arur Mordechais, right? A few people who try to do us harm, a few people who upset us, a few situations that upset us. The ultimate blessing, if you connect on this Shabbat and on Purim, is that you are just as happy with the Arur Mordechai, with the challenges, because they know that you no longer experience them as challenges, because simply you know they are coming directly from the light of the Creator. I was talking to somebody this week, and this is really, again, I use the word crazy, you could use the word drunk, it doesn't matter, but that's really, the gift of this Shabbat is to go a lot crazy, right? Can you imagine if somebody comes to you and something, chas v'shalom, they think it's not good, something happened to you, and they say, I'm so sorry. And you say, what are you talking about? This is the most amazing thing. And maybe you need to be institutionalized, right? Because you went a little bit crazy. You're telling me that this terrible thing, it's obviously a bad thing. This guy just slapped you in the face, right? For example, or worse. But when you're connected to the Ayin, you're connected to only good from all things. This is obviously a very high level, but this is where I want to go crazy on the Shabbat. I want to go crazy on Purim, but not just then, but to keep it for the year, where my consciousness of tov v'ra, of good and bad, goes away, where my experience of my worst enemy is as powerful and good for me as my best friend, completely confusing the Arur Mordechai, Baruch Mordechai and Arur Haman. There's a story about a great Kabbalist that there was one man throughout his life who would only do him harm. Literally, he would wake up in the morning, this one man, and everything he did, he just trying to find ways to hurt this great Kabbalist. Years go by, and the man becomes very ill. And when the Kabbalist hears that this man becomes very ill, he starts praying for him. He gathers all of his students. He says, we got to pray day and night for the health of this man. And the students are surprised. What, are you crazy? This man has done nothing for the past 40 years but try to harm you. And the Kabbalist says, what are you talking about? He says, everything is only from the Creator. Everything that this person did, I only experience as good. And now, if he dies, I'm not going to have that goodness anymore. A crazy person, right? This is what I am asking for. This is what we should be asking for. If Amalek does not exist, then there is no Arur Haman. There is no negative experience that we ever have. It's crazy. It's beyond maybe where many of us are, maybe where many of us thought we were going to get to on the Shabbat, but that is what is available to us on the Shabbat. That is what is available to us as we go toward the light of Purim. So I bless all of us that through this, I don't want to call it study, but through this prayer, that we go crazy with certainty and with connection to that which is not, that to the Ayin, as we explained, so that we are completely transformed and there is no darkness, there is no doubt, there is no fear, there is no lack, there is only Baruch Haman, there is only blessings experienced by me and our world all the time. Shabbat Shalom.